Here we are, San Antonio Spurs. We got the San Antonio Spurs 2007-2008 preview. The reigning champs. Tell me right now, are they making it back to the championship?
Haven't they won the last like 8 years in a row?
That's right, baby.
That's right, baby. Are they your team all of a sudden?
I'm Tim Duncan.
I thought you were Chicago Bulls.
No, you're Chicago Bulls. I'm Tim Duncan.
Alright.
My game resembles his. That's what I take it. Turn around, fade away, bang shot. It's his team. The guy scores 20 points, gets 10 rebounds a game. Can he improve anywhere?
I don't know. Last time you did a turnaround bank shot, you tore out your knee. So I don't know what part of your game.
Tell the bucket went in.
It went in, but I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what part of your game resembles Tim.
Tell me you don't love Tim Duncan.
The guy's a stud. I mean, what could you say? I mean, you know, but he's playing on a team with a bunch of studs. He's, you know, the guy's unstoppable down low, and you know, I just wish he doesn't bitch and moan as much to the rest. I'm not into the crying.
Everybody does that.
And a lot of people do it, so I'm not gonna hate on him. But at the same time, you know, he's a classy guy, and I like to see him keep that class. You know what I'm saying?
And he can kick Joe Crawford's ass too if need be.
I think so. I take Duncan.
I'll take Duncan in 3.
But he is awesome. I mean, I'm giving him that. He's probably one of the best players in the league. There aren't too many people I take over Tim Duncan.
You think he's slowing down?
You know what? I don't think he needs to be fast. I think maybe he's slowing down, but so what? I think he's a smart player too. He's talented and he's smart. You know, and he's a smart player. I think he can use what he has to his advantage and go from there.
Yeah, I mean the guy, what is he? He's a year younger than us.
Yeah.
As sad as that is, and probably $100 million richer than us too.
Probably, at least.
So, oh well. Let's move on. Let's talk about Tony Parker, Mr. Longoria. This guy's doing it. He stepped up huge in the playoffs last year. He's the reason why they won.
You know, when he first came into the league and I saw him playing on San Antonio, you know what I thought? I thought Nick Van Exel. I thought it was going to be one of those, you know, the guy's good, he's showing a good performance, he's going to be around for a few years. Not that Nick Van Exel's one and done. I mean, he had an okay career, he had a solid...
He had a bad attitude with Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, but I think that's the difference. I think he's playing on a team that's you know, a bunch of smart players, good attitude, and you know, the guy's been solid. I mean, he does what they ask him to do. And then some. And he's been solid, and I can't hate on the guy. The guy's been a solid player.
I just want to see more than 5.5 assists. He's got guys on the team that can score and shoot.
I don't care. I don't care. Don't show me 7 turnovers a game, and I'll take the 5 assists, okay? Yeah. I think what he needs to do is less turnovers, and whether he has more assists or not doesn't matter, because that team is all about ball movement, and it's about team play anyway. So it's not like he's ruining the chemistry.
And it's like he's worried about someone taking over his job. I mean, they got Bino Udrih and Jacques Vaughn.
Garbage.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're good backups, and that's all they'll ever be. They'll never amount to anything more than a backup.
They're good if they're going to valet my car, but other than that...
I'm bringing it around because we're almost done with this segment. Let's move on, talk about Manu Ginobli. I mean, this guy, do you think he's getting older? You think he's losing his step?
I think
then he shocks you and dunks on your face.
The guy's in his prime. I mean, it's the prime of his career. You know, he's
30.
If he was, I mean, if he could jump a little bit better, maybe, or if he could, I don't know.
He doesn't need to.
That's my point. How do you make this guy the best player in the league? How can I say that this guy's one of the best players in the league?
He can shoot a 3 on your face, or he can take it to the rack.
He can do a fall away. He can take it to the rack. He can dish it. He makes the players around him better. Now, granted, he's playing with great players again, and take him out and put him on the Charlotte Bobcats and see what he's going to do. But with that said, the guy's a stud.
It's not his fault he's on a good team.
I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm saying he does one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, without him, they don't win.
Smart, yeah, exactly. Smart, and you know, he's been their go-to guy a few times too.
Let's talk about one guy who's pretty controversial. A lot of people don't like him, think he's a dirty player, Bruce Bowen. But this guy does it.
I don't think he's dirty.
He does it. Look, his defense. If you're not going to get called for the foul, then you know what? Keep doing it.
Listen, he's all up in your face, tight defense. He's one of the best defensive players in the league every year for a reason. It's because
Cal State Fullerton, by the way, Eddie.
And who cares about that?
I'm Cal State Northridge. We're in the same Cal State.
I thought you were Columbia, by the way.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That's the other segment. That's for other fans.
Oh, okay.
That's for Bulls fans.
So you're bullshitting the fans, is what you're trying to say.
I'm bullshitting, no pun intended.
Since we're not talking about the Bulls anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about Brent Berry. Mr. X-Dunk champion Brent Berry. Looks like he's got another year left in him, then he might retire.
I don't care about Brent Berry. Really? I think he's easily replaceable.
Easily?
The guy, yeah, you know, he's one of those guys. You know, he's like what's his face on the Bulls, the 3-point shooter, Noki or whatever his last name is. You know, I just think he's one of those guys where he fills in, he's got a role, and he comes in, and I think those players are a dime a dozen.
I like him. He can shoot a three.
Listen, the Spurs aren't. If Barry's not on the team, he's not making a difference. Let's just put it that way. Okay, they're not going to win because of Barry. He helps them off the bench, but I think there's plenty of role players like that who can come in and do it. So he just doesn't do it for me.
He's a big plus, I think, off the bench, just because he can come hit the three-pointer and he doesn't make mistakes and he plays some defense.
He's a smart player. I'll give him that much. He's a smart player.
They got another stud.
But this is the freaking NBA. I mean, there's a lot of players who are smart who come off the bench and play for 14
There's a lot of morons out there. You know what? These guys, I don't know how, but they stacked up their bench. Now that they have Michael Finley too. They've had him for a couple of years now. This guy's, you know what? I like him. He stepped up big last playoffs too. He clutch threes left and right.
The guy was a great player on Dallas when he got traded.
Great, he was a starter.
And he's a great player now. He's minimized his role on the team because he doesn't have to do as much.
He's accepted.
If he needs to, he can score 30 points a game. I'm convinced of that. So I think it's one of those, he's a nice guy. It's one of those, he's got a good attitude. It's one of those, he's a smart player that fits in with, the rest of the players.
He's a great clubhouse guy too, which there's a lot to be said about that.
Have you ever been in the clubhouse?
You said he's a good guy, didn't you?
I said he's a good guy, yeah.
How do you know?
I've seen him in interviews. But how do you know he's a good clubhouse guy? Have you been in the club?
They are interviewing in the clubhouse. Let's move on. Let's talk about a couple other guys. They got the Francisco Elson and Fabricio Oberto. This guy, the second guy, Oberto.
I'll take Oberto.
He's not bad.
I'll take him off the bench.
He actually started a few games for them last year, if not a lot of games for them. And he does his job. He comes in, pulls in his boards. He knows his role. He's not the go-to guy.
Listen,
I like having guys like this.
I got Duncan playing 40 minutes a game. Bring in Oberto and let him play 8 minutes, and that's it. That's all I need. Give me a couple of block shots. He's good for a couple of fouls. Bang the other team, a little bit in the paint. Relax.
And they're cheerleaders too.
And that's all I need. What else do I need? As long as he can do that and he's happy, I'm okay with it.
I want you to comment on one more guy.
Go ahead.
Big shot Rob. Big shot Rob.
Last time we chanted, all right, your fat ass, all right, pushed me off my chair. I think, sorry to say, guys, Robert Horry's days are limited.
Yeah, no shit. He's like 100 years old.
And his big shots, all right, are limited.
The guy's 37 years old. Of course, they're limited.
On a team who's loaded with talent, I don't need Robert Horry making big shots. In fact, I don't need him in the end of the game anyway. I know you guys are gonna think I'm crazy.
This guy's a moron.
Listen,
how many shots has the guy made to put any team he's been in?
He didn't do much last year.
He did some big shots. That's exactly what he did.
He made a few big shots.
That's all he is. That's his job.
I'm not hating on the guy. I like it, but on a team of Finley, Ginobli, Parker, Duncan, even Barry, do we really need Robert Horry's big shot? Take him off the bench. Again,
it's the mystique.
Fine.
It's the mystique.
Whatever it is, I don't hate on the guy. I like the guy, clubhouse guy. And but it's one of those where the Spurs really need him because he's on the downside of his career. And frankly, he's got another couple of years left max. And I don't know. I mean, he's one of those, they're going to win with or without him.
Yeah, they picked up some rookies too. Chris Lang from North Carolina, he was an undrafted rookie. A couple other guys, I don't think these guys are going to see much playing time anyway. This team is set. They're ready to return to the championship. And you know what? I expect to see them in the Western Conference Finals, at least, if not the NBA Finals.
I mean, barring any injuries, I don't see how these guys can not make it to the NBA Finals. I mean, they're solid, they're experienced. The coach knows the system. He knows what to do. He knows what to do when he gets to the big games.
That's pop.
I don't see how they cannot win.
Yeah, me too. You heard it here.
Just like us, experience, know what to do at the big game.
Winners.
How do we not win?
San Diego Spurs. We'll catch you guys at the All-Star break. Jesus Christ! What are you talking about big shots?